Dave, we're at the midpoint of day 2 of this training camp. How's it been so far?
It's been really, really good. Really pleased. The lads were set some big challenges at the end of last season, and they've really taken them in their stride. Really good close season programs. They've come in, all of the baseline testing that we did at Cantley last week. Really, really good scores, and they've had a good sort of first 9 days. So everyone's happy. Although staff are, I'm not so much sure about the players, but they're all working really well.
Yeah, working really hard on this trip. What, from your perspective, is this trip all about in terms of what you want to get out of it?
The big thing for us really, the first 2 weeks is all really about us getting used to the footballing movements again. It's really hard to replicate those when you're training on your own over the summer. So it's about getting them back together, a little bit of team cohesion, but certainly in terms of the fitness stuff, getting their bodies used to the actions and the speeds really that the game's sort of evolved into now. That's the key bit for us really, and it's trying to get it managed so that we push them hard enough, but not too hard that two of them fall by the wayside.
You mentioned how they came back. The real expectation is, and as you said, the real big expectation set at the end of last season when they all went their separate ways, but they needed to come back ready to hit the ground running, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and they've been really good. They had some individualised programmes done for them for over the summer to try and change a few of the weaknesses that we'd sort of identified over the course of last season, improve on some of the strengths as well, and really we've just taken that into these sort of first 9 days. So it's been really, really pleasing to see how they've sort of accepted those challenges.
The gaffer's touched on it as well in terms of raising the numbers and things like that from this point last year. How was that going so far?
Yeah, really, really well. So there's a huge change in terms of the intensity levels from the last pre-season numbers that we had, and the lads are, they're taking that in. They're learning a little bit more about themselves, so we're sharing a lot more of their data with them. We've got individual sessions one-on-one this afternoon with them as well to go through all of those numbers so that they genuinely understand. And I think for us as a staff, we know that if we can educate the players so that they really genuinely understand their bodies, then they can help us to try and improve them as individuals and then collectively bring them together as a team, and that should help us on the way forward.
They'll probably have a better idea of where they should be or when they're feeling a certain way, what that means, what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're all carrying a huge cumulative amount of fatigue at the present moment in time. We've had like really 9 hard days, double sessions all of the way through. And so they're very, very leggy at the moment. So it's a test more of their psychological character as much as the physical character that we're really looking at. But we're still trying to challenge them on the footballing side. So when they're tired, can they still replicate those actions that we're really looking for and work through as a team? And they're key bits for us really, is to challenge them the maximum amount this week, and then we're going to freshen up a little bit when we come back in. They've got Saturday and Sunday off, and then we'll head into the game schedule from there.
Ultimately it's about getting them through the games, but really getting them through those hard times late in games and where they're key moments. Yeah,
they're the key moments. So the number of late goals that are scored in all divisions, not just in League Two, but you've seen it in the Euros as well, lots and lots of late goals. But it's been able to replicate those high intensity actions, and that's really what the message has been for the first sort of 9 days, is can you continue that same quality of work, that same quality of physical effort throughout the course of the sessions, and they're the key bits.
You've been at the club 7 or 8 months now. Yeah. The remit was to really put your stamp on it and shake up the medical department. How's that going so far?
Yeah, really good. We've recruited really well. I'm really pleased. We've got Lewis Bulmer, who's come to us from York City, really nice guy, good therapist, and he's still getting used to how we work at the present moment in time and what our expectations are of him and of the players. Certainly in terms of the sports science team as well, we're recruiting some additional interns to help out Sam Bowring really with some of the sports science support that we also need. So things are really falling into place, but one of the biggest points and the most pleasing aspects is really how the players have adapted to those change of expectations, and as I said, I'm sure that's going to stand us in really good stead.